Was that the last time you've met him?
No. He
That's
came
okay.
back to France
Back to
in
the present.
2018,
Yes.
back to the present. Again, at the same house of Japanese culture in Paris. This time, we could organize something for him because he really enjoy planes and space shuttles and so on. We organized a private visit of Le Bourget Museum for him on
And
his
that's the Air and Space Museum.
the aerospace
Is that
museum.
is Le Bourget? Is Le Bourget? I'm butchering everything. Is
Oh, no,
that
it's okay.
in or around Paris?
Yeah, it's quite close
Okay.
to Paris, next to the Charles de Gaulle Airport, so north of Paris.
Okay. Yes.
And it's a really great place.
Had he been there before?
I don't know. No, I don't think so because he was running everywhere, and I was under the impression he was really discovering everything around him. I believe there were many things that he didn't know about this collection. Anyway.
And so that was you and several other members of Webring Leiji and TokiNoWa, correct?
Yes, because it's like everything we do together. Everyone contributes to a small amount of the fee. And so we had the chance that Leiji Matsumoto was already in Paris. So everybody contributed.
That sounds like an extremely profitable day for the museum, not just because of all the money you guys put together and the fees you paid, but I'll actually show the video here if that's, well, I've already shown it to other people, so I'll cut it in. He drew Captain Harlock on the wall of the restaurant in the museum, correct?
So yeah, within the museum there is a restaurant area, and there is some kind of tradition that people who are famous for drawing comics or manga draw something on the wall. And it's not it's just a tradition. It's not mandatory. But at the end of the meal, we ask Leiji Matsumoto if he wanted to draw something. So he chose his space on a pillar next to windows, and he chose the right tools to draw on the wall. And it was funny because he turned his cap backwards like a kid,
Mm-hmm.
And then he
Very
started.
anime, sort of like about to throw
Yeah,
the Pokeball or something like that at
exactly.
Beyblade. Yeah.
Private life drawing. Great.
And they just got their own priceless piece of artwork, legend, and I'm sure that in modern times, and maybe even some of the space shuttles there, or if they have those on display, the engineers, the French engineers, maybe quite possibly inspired by Captain Harlock and
Who knows?
his beautiful spaceship drawings.
I think Matsumoto was very happy to do this drawing in such a place than Le Bourget, because one of the reasons why Matsumoto went to Tokyo when he was young to find a job to draw mangas, it's because of his young brother, because there were many children in Leiji Matsumoto's family. Not all of them could to become like rocket scientists and do long studies. There was a lack of money to pay for other brother sisters' studies.
Do you know how many?
I think I don't remember. Maybe it was 7, or I don't recall exactly. You would have to double check.
Just loved making those babies back in the 1900s.
Because of that, Leiji Matsumoto told his younger brother that okay, he would stop to study and go to work and pay for his brother's studies, and that maybe one day his brother would go to space on his behalf, or this kind of things.
Yeah.
So actually, his brother was a very successful space engineer or something related to space. Something again you would have to double check.
I mean that makes a lot of sense because he's got so much technical skill in drawing these things, and it only makes sense that he would have learned that directly from his brother. I mean, getting the family's dollar worth out of that college education that I'm sure the younger brother had to get to that place, and maybe doing some drafting of his own because there's no CAD or anything back then, obviously. So that just makes so much sense. And I'm not going to say that's fact, but wow. Yeah, this is. I always learn something incredible from you.
In several interviews, Matsumoto mentions that he asked his brother, his mecha design are okay. Like he draws a spaceship, and he goes to his brother and say, "Look at this spaceship. Does it work? What do I need to change?"
The practical elements of the machine.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
Could this be engineered? He's got a source right in the family to feed him all of that. That's really incredible to kind of put together in my mind.
It also allowed us to meet another time with Matsumoto, which was last year, when he came to Japan Expo to 2019. And again, to have a museum visit with him, another one. And so you see, life goes on, and we carry on meeting great people around this work, anime and manga work of Leiji Matsumoto.
Was that early 2019, late, mid?
Mid 2019, and then we visited a flying museum. I mean, old planes, but it's a different one. This one is south of Paris, and they have these old planes, like maybe 100 years old planes, and they are able to fly.
The photo you showed me first of him in the cockpit, was that from the latest one?
Yeah, this one is from 2019. Yeah, 2019. Yeah.
And it sounds like that was a pretty similar experience, but was there anything exceptional that happened there that you can remember other than maybe getting in some planes? I understand that the plane that he boarded was, he was a big fan of.
Oh, yes. One of the plane was the same plane his father learned to pilot, because we mentioned his father learning to fly planes. So there was this. It is the last flying model of Spade 13, and it's exactly the same model that was used by the French to teach the Japanese pilots. So he was very lucky because he was able to board that plane and took a few pictures about that plane. So for him, it was an important moment to sit in the same place or similar cockpit than his father.
Yes, I believe you told me he was all smiles that day.
Yeah, all smiles. Exactly.
Yes. That's really beautiful, and we all know that. I mean, it sounds like last year he was maybe increasing his European visits. Maybe maybe a steep increase in how much he was visiting Europe, and we know that he had some difficulty late last year in Italy, and he's making all these trips and he's giving so much, and it's these years now are becoming so important, and that's why I'm diving in so hard personally to talk about me for a little bit. That's why I'm diving in so hard right now, because getting all this stuff together, you guys have laid such a incredible groundwork for me, and I want to personally thank you so much, Watcha, for all of your incredible help, your incredible friendliness. I mean, if anybody gets the chance to talk to Watcha at a convention or something like that, please track him down and say thank you. And he can point you to who everybody else you need to say merci to.